Well, hello everybody, my name is Jay and you're watching Fast But Faster. In this video, we are going to unbox and review the much awaited Magene PES P515 crank arm spider based power meter. That is quite a mouthful. Let's go ahead with the unboxing. So Magene has been in the hype for a very long time now. Magene is one of those brands that have really listened to their customers and have really stepped up their quality and product game. I mean, now they are a part of the World 2 team that in itself is a very big achievement for a brand, and that too from a place most people are afraid to hear. Well, there is no wrong in buying made in China products, and I think 99% of the products that we use daily and on a regular basis are all Chinese. So there is no harm in choosing Chinese made cycling products, be it any product. The more you spend, the more you get. Well, that's not always true because power meters and cycling gear is something that is usually quite expensive and quite hyped up in the market. However, Magene is one of those brands that brings quality and affordability all together. Now, this combination is actually quite hard to come across, and Magene is one of those rare brands that make it possible. Now, what I have here is two boxes. This is the actual main product for the day, which is the spider-based power meter, and these are the QED chain rings. Now, before I go ahead and unbox these products, let me tell you what a power meter is. So primarily, there are two ways by which you can measure your cycling performance metrics. Number one is a heart rate sensor, and number two is a power meter. A heart rate sensor or a heart rate strap can be a watch, or it can be an HRM strap that you wear across your chest, and it actually measures your heart rate in real time. However, this metric is quite dynamic and it can help you a lot in terms of training. However, this isn't a truly reliable metric for your training. Because for example, if you're on a 5-day block, so on the 5th day your heart rate would naturally be a lot higher because you're carrying the fatigue from the previous 4 days. However, in the case of a power meter, your power is measured in watts. Think of it like this: if speed is what you see and heart rate is how your body reacts, your power is actually the truth. In super simple words, a power meter measures how you're putting force into the pedals, basically how hard your legs are working. So whether you're riding uphill or into the wind or down a hill or on a smooth flat road, your power tells you exactly what effort you're putting out. And that is why super serious cyclists train with power meters, because it can help you pace better, train smarter, and actually track improvement. It is overall a better metric than a heart rate sensor. Enough theories, let's get unboxing. Alright, so here we have the main power meter, and this is the chainring set. So first of all, the box, it looks very premium. The packaging is really nice. You slide this out. It feels as if I'm opening a really premium product. I mean, it is a premium product after all. So here we have an owner's manual. Then we've got a quick start guide. So because I do not have the proper tools to get it installed on my bike, I'll have to head to my local bike shop and then get it installed. And ooh la la, the box really looks super bougie. We've got the crank arm. Really nice. I'm really impressed with the quality. This is a 24mm spindle, so this should fit most of the Shimano bottom brackets. Then we've got the opposite side crank. So one thing that I've seen for the first time is that it has a single crank arm bolt. Now usually most of the Shimano cranks have a dual bolt setup. However, this has a single bolt setup. I don't think it should be a problem because it already has grooves for it to slot down in this part, and shouldn't be much of a problem. This is the star for the day, the spider-based power meter. Now, power meters are of multiple types. You've got pedal-based power meters, spider-based, and crank arm-based. I think this should have all the small bits and bobs, for example, the charging cable, etc. and the spacers. Let's find out. We've got a nice long power meter sensor, some sort of a spacer. And why is it so heavy? Oh, okay. So these are the bolts. Alright, so you've got bolts as well for the crank, which is nice. And lastly, we've got, we've got stickers. So nice. We've got stickers and O-rings over here. These are gonna go on my bike. And so yeah, the first box, pretty much about it. and here lead you to the ridge of cycling. So nice. I'm a big fan of the packaging, Magene. Massive fan. Oh my god, these are super light. Alright, so there you go. This was pretty much all the content that was inside of the two boxes. Now we're gonna go ahead and weigh them all. We've got our trusty 100 rupee weighing scale over here. Alright, so first of all we're gonna go with the with the chain wheel. 130 dead, 40 grams, super duper light. The pair makes for around 170 grams. 314 for the main spindle, 255, 195 for the single side crank, and the power meter itself is around 100 grams. So the combination of everything sits at around 780 grams, which I think is decent. It's not too heavy, it isn't the lightest, but it's really nice. So folks, that was all that was inside of these two boxes. I've neatly packed them again because I need to head to my bike shop and get them installed on my bike. I'll make a video on that as well, getting these installed and the first initial ride impressions of the power meter. Now let me quickly run you down through the specs of it. Now this boasts a high accuracy sensor and the battery time is up to 330 hours, which is actually quite commendable. The best part about Magene is that they don't shy away with their numbers. Not too long back, I had the opportunity to review the Magene C606, the computer, and I still have it. I still use it a lot of times. The battery backup on that device is superb. I mean, I can easily ride for 2 weeks without getting to charge it. The battery lasts forever. I mean, it doesn't go out of charge when compared to my Garmin. And as I previously mentioned, this is compatible with almost every Shimano bottom bracket. With a 24mm spindle, I think I have an FSC crankset, but with a 24mm spindle, I think it should be direct fit if not. And this is also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can ride in the rains stress free. Now, when I talk about pricing of this product, it is very competitively priced. The power meter set costs about $300 and which equates to less than 30,000 rupees in India. The pricing is very nice. There was a time in my junior racing years when I used to think that power meters are super duper expensive. I mean, they actually were at that point of time. Nowadays the market is so strong and competitive, they had to price it smartly. And along with smart pricing, they also have a very handsome product. I mean, the quality, the fit and finish, the overall user and customer experience, Magene is really onto something. I never expected a brand which often a lot of the people had the perception of it being a very cheap, a budget friendly brand. I mean, it still is a budget friendly brand. However, the offerings that they have is unmatched for the price point at this point of time. So a massive thumbs up to Magene, and this is not a paid ad. I was just sent this power meter by Magene. Now it's entirely up to me how I want to review. So far I've had an awesome experience with this power meter in terms of the quality, and rest, it's all on how it performs. I'll also share how you can plan your training rides through heart rate and through power meters. Till then, I'll see you in the next video when I get these installed. And if you've not subscribed, please do that, really helps a lot. I'll catch you in another video.